going on, guys? Andres here, coming at you with another Living 365 video. This little segment is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to be installing a new Garmin fish finder. This bad boy right here, the Garmin 43CV Eco Maps, onto that awesome, oh, I love you baby, but that awesome kayak. I have done a little bit of research. I have not seen one done on a Old Town Sportsman 120 PDL, especially that model, the Garmin Eco Maps 43CV. So I'm kind of excited. This is a new experience. There's a couple of parts that I am missing, but it's not major. It's just something to plug up the holes once I drill holes into the actual kayak. It's gonna hurt me by doing that, but hey, it has to be done. And then I'm also missing the mount to the actual Garmin, which I'll be filming a little bit tomorrow, just to get that last bit of installment on. But I'm already eager to get that transducer on there, so once the other part comes in, I kind of get everything all together. So enough of that, let's actually start unboxing this awesome, amazing fish finder. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. There you go, much better. We have the transducer, we have the fish finder, and we have the stuff that we need. So a couple of things that I also purchased apart from the actual fish finder is I ended up getting this mount. This is going to be sitting underneath the kayak, so it can be flush with the kayak instead of popping down. One of the things I did see was that negative review with this type is that the mount that it traditionally comes with the Garmin was not the best type in regards to it was actually letting it sit lower than the actual kayak. So if you would scrape underneath with rocks, ground, or whatever the case may be, the transducer might get damaged. So having this is actually going to save me because it's going to keep the transducer flush with the actual kayak. I'm going to get this out of here and put it on top of that table, get the kayak on here, and start installing the system. So let's get that going. So I finally got the kayak on the table, about to start mounting the actual transducer. This is where the actual mount comes into play. I have to take this off to replace the transducer here. So let's get the screws off. All right, now it's dirty. Woo! So all right, so now that I got the transducer mounted to the kayak, now I got to install the battery. The battery that I went with is with Amp Outdoors. It's a 12 volt, 12 AH battery. It's a lithium battery. I just love it because you can actually run it down low and then recharge it. I did some research, and for me, what suited my style was the amp battery. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna grab the quick connect and install this wires to it. So this is what's gonna be powering the fish finder, the unit. And the other quick connect part is whenever I need to charge the battery, I just connect that to the actual battery charge and I'll charge my lithium battery. So what we'll do now, I'm gonna grab the positive end, the red, and combine that with the red cable. There you go, slip that on. Same thing with the negative charge, get both black cable. So I got those two. So now I gotta shrink these two, heat shrink them, making sure they're stay nice and sealed so I can connect these to the actual battery. All right, quick little recap. I ended up getting both of them going. So I ended up shrinking the plastic part, shrinking it on here. That's pretty much getting that in there. So now what I have to do is actually get the other wiring that's going to be powering my fish finder. So this is going to be connected to these here. There you go. All right, so now what I got to do is get these, and now I got to get the plastic done here. There we go. So I got that down. All right, so now I got to shrink this down. There we go. Kind of got that, and then same thing. Kind of squish, pinch down, so you can kind of create a good little seal. Sometimes you just got to improvise on the spot. The same thing goes with the other side. There we go. Perfect. All right, so now I'm mounting the other part of the black wire, the negative. All right, so I created a nice little seal on there. So now I'm gonna get the wires on here, and I'm gonna power up the unit, not the transducer, just the unit, to see if it turns on. So kind of excited. So hopefully it turns on I charged the battery and everything once I got it. So that's one of the things they mention is that once you get your batteries 30%, you got to charge it. So that's what I already did. So let's get the unit and power it up. Oh, moment of truth. Connected. Let's check it out. Come on, baby. There it is. Got it on. First time powering it up. Says warning. Magnetic display on the chart is only intended to provide general route guidance, or did okay. It's not a touchscreen, so select. All right, we got everything here. We got the chart, sonar, frequently used, combos, man overboard, navigation. Let's go clear view. All right, so it's working. Oh man, that is awesome. Well, all right guys, well that's pretty much it. This was the first time actually installing this. Again guys, I've seen things in the internet, so I kind of had a clear idea, but I have never done this. I am brand new to installing a fish finder, so I kind of was very careful on how I was installing this. But there's not much to it. It just looks frightening because it has a lot of parts to it. But in the end, it's just simple parts. All you have to really do is just mount the transducer, run the wires. The only scary part is doing the drilling. But I'll go ahead and do the drilling tomorrow. I don't have the plug, so I don't want to drill something. I make it too big, and then I can't cover it up because it's the covers are just too small for the hole that I've made. So I'm gonna play it safe. But for now, that's pretty much it guys. So you mount a transducer on there, you run the wires up. The transducer wire, what I have right here, this is what's going to be hooked onto the back. So I'm going to plan to drill the hole here, run the wires through, go through here, and probably drill right here to get the fish finder in this position. I'm going to mess with it. Once I get the stuff tomorrow, I'm going to go ahead and drill that. So let's go ahead and take a little break and be back for tomorrow once I get the actual the plugs to kind of cover the holes. All right guys, so let me go over the things that I did to my kayak to kind of finish it off. It's actually been over a month since I've been done with this. I was just eager to get out on the water, so let me show you really quick to give you a quick breakdown on the things that I needed to get done to finish it off. So one of the things I ended up getting was the actual Wilderness hole wiring kit, which was awesome. Nothing was wrong with it. What I ended up using was a 1 inch by 3/8 hole saw, and I was able to wire it through, bring the wire from the transducer in through here, and then covering up so no water actually got in, and kept everything pretty much dry. The only problem was that I didn't want to make a hole here. The reason was I could reach through to kind of thread it in. The only downfall is I didn't want the wires coming across. So to minimize that, I wanted to make the hole a little bit closer, having a little bit more vertical, and really not having too much of the wiring exposed. The only problem was that in order for me to reach all the way down, all the way through, was it gonna work to kind of thread the whole wiring system, right? So I ended up going with 2 different hole wiring kits. That was by Wilderness. The other one that I ended up going with was the Yak Attack hole wiring kit. So pretty much I ended up drilling a hole here, a 1 inch hole, and then what I ended up doing with the actual cover is lining it up, marking it with the marker on both ends so I can drill in to screw in the actual system. And then after that, all I ended up doing was threading the wires through. So you had the one wire coming through here, but then you still have to run it to the side to kind of get it through that side. So to make it much easier, all I ended up doing is literally getting a coat hanger, an iron one, undoing it, and bending the tip. Pretty much started off from over here. I ended up getting the wire for the power for the monitor, tying it through there, and threading it all the way down and grabbing the wire. Then from there, getting the wire from the transducer, clipped it on here, and all I did was just pull it all the way till I got to the very end, and then from here I literally just threaded it out, making it easier to actually thread the actual wirings. And that was pretty much it about the wiring. Once I ended up doing that, guys, everything else was just pretty straightforward. It's just making sure, cleaning up the wiring system. So here on the transducer, I pretty much ended up just looping all the wires and using a zip tie to kind of bind it in here so it wouldn't be just messing around with anywhere. And then I end up getting 3 Velcro straps. So whenever I do get the battery and then pretty much just put it on the Velcro so it won't be moving around. And then the wires, I just put the wires to respective colors, and that's pretty much it. Powers up the unit. And now for the finale, guys. It's been over a month, so I did have time to try out the monitor, and as you notice, it's a different monitor on here. I had the Garmin 43 CV, the clear view, the down scan. I loved it. It was great, but I do fish a lot of shallow, so it's counterintuitive to have a down scan and not have a side scan. So it kind of made the fish finder kind of pointless at that end. For $150 more around that area, I ended up getting a 7-inch screen, and I ended up getting the side scan. Awesome monitor. I do not regret upgrading. Both great units. Just for me, on the things that I do personally, I don't just do 5 to 20 feet of water fishing. I do real shallow and some at the river, and I need that side scan to see the size structure and see if there's any fish around, to be honest. But awesome unit. Recommend it if you have the extra money. If you don't, the Garmin Striker, Garmin the 43 CV, the Clearview, awesome units, guys. Don't have nothing to complain about. And then finally, the mounts that I ended up going with was the Yak Attack mount, being a great mounting system for the monitor. The only thing is it does wobble a little bit, but when I'm in the water, especially salt water and freshwater, I've already done choppy days, it's not a big issue. But other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. Pretty easy, straightforward, nothing hard. If I could, me as a beginner, as far as installing a fish finder, I was able to figure it out. I'm pretty sure you guys could do it too, especially with this video. So you can kind of see on a beginner aspect on actually threading the actual wires and stuff like that. But that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you for tuning in. If you haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you smash the subscribe button, guys. Please, that will definitely help out my channel. I'm trying to make it grow. Click the little notification icon so whenever I do upload new content, you guys will receive the update. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you guys very soon. Peace out, guys.